Liquids community is talking again in our monthly podcast, and I really am very, very excited because today we are one more person, not four. Now we are five persons, and so today I welcome Benoit from Sauce de la Saze, France. We are very excited to have you here on the show. Good morning from Germany to
Yes.
France.
Thanks
And
a lot for your invitation to the show. That's great.
yeah, cool. And on the other hand, we have Mr. Justin Glasscock from LA. We have Mr. Milan Patel from London. And hey, we have Ruriko Suzuki from Tokyo. So, hello everybody outside. And I thought, hey, we have a big Japanese audience. And so I wanted you both to say hello to our Japanese audience too. So I give the word to you.
おはようございます。I guess from Japan, right? Or こんにちは Yeah, ルリコさん、日本の視聴者の皆さん、一言どうぞ。
皆さん、日本の皆さん、ご覧いただきありがとうございます。今日は、フランスのナチュラルミネラルウォーターのラサスを紹介していきます。どうぞ最後までご覧ください。
イェーイ
Brilliant.
Okay, let's start into our monthly podcast. Today we want to talk about a very, very special water. I think it was last year, Milan told me, hey, do you know La Sasse? And I said, no, never heard about that. And then I Googled therefore, and then I know, hey, I still saw that bottle. I saw it on the internet, and I felt in love with the shape of the bottle, with the design of the bottle. And so Milan and I, we spoke, hey, what should we do? Should we try to bring it into fine liquids? And so we get in contact with the source. And in the last weeks, months, the source sent bottles to all of us so that we can sample it, taste it. And then we thought, hey, why shouldn't we do it live? Why shouldn't we do it all together? Because it's a very unique water, a very unique natural mineral drinking water, and this is what we are talking about. This is a podcast about the uniqueness of some very special natural mineral waters, and I'm very honored to have La Sasse here. So first of all, I want to ask you, Benoit, how did you get into the story of La Sasse?
It was quite strange, to be honest. I was working for the major soft drinks company here in France. I was doing kind of maybe one of the best jobs in the world. I was in charge of the Chalet d'Altitude restaurant. You know, this kind of restaurants in the middle of the slopes, the ski slopes. So I was skiing every day. I was paid for skiing. You guys are going in holidays and pay for skiing. I was paid for skiing, so it was quite good for me. And my father just gave me a call and said, I have some friends. They would like to meet you to talk about water. Okay, and that's it. So we made a lunch all together, and they just spoke about the project they have, about being part of a new adventure with this French water from Megève in the French Alps. And at the beginning, I thought, okay, in France, the water market is really tough, many competitors, so it was quite difficult for me. And I drove to the domain, and I've just been amazed. That's the couple of words I sent you yesterday or the day before, I think. It's always great to hear about the Sasse history, but as long as you never drove there to see the environment, the way we are walking in. You can't imagine what we do every day. It's just amazing. So that's why, one more time, you are more than invited if you are traveling to France to come and visit the place.
Wonderful.
And
wonderful.
I jumped in this great adventure.
One last question. One last question from my side. The spelling of the brand name. I say La Sasse, but what is it? How do you spell it in French, in original?
Yeah, that's it. That's it exactly. That's La Sasse.
La Sasse.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Well, thank you for the invitation. Yeah, thank you for the invitation. Definitely, once travel restrictions are lifted, Benoit, I definitely do want to visit the source and experience how this amazing water is bottled.
You are more than welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Look forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. It's something where I was looking forward to it. And I was hearing some of the stories through Millen and Pat. So I heard this water is very, very limited. So it's very seasonal. There's only certain time that you can actually pick this water from the source.
It's the reduced production is just limited due to the conditions, the weather condition we are working with. For the moment, there is still almost 1 meter of snow all around the bottling workshop, and the track to go there is really steep. So we use a forestry tractor to go there, and quite bikes also to hike this really steep track. So we have to wait until the snow cover is fully away to go there, because we are carrying every morning 4 pallets of dry bottles. We are filling them in during the day, and we are going back at the end of the day with the full bottles. So as it's really steep, we don't want to it's really dangerous. So we have to be really careful to use the track. So that's why we prefer to go there during summer. It's a bit safer.
Wow. What a story there. Yeah, not very many waters like that for a lot of water companies, I believe. A lot of waters. If it's artesian sources, it's there. But for some spring source like yours, since it's really dangerous to pick it up, it's such a magnificent story behind this all.
It definitely it takes that element of respecting nature. The remoteness from where they bottle up in the mountains. It's actually really respecting nature and working with the seasons to gain access. And I've always had this thought of where it's a seasonal collected water, does that change its taste? Its, if it's meltwater, does it change in any way? So it's very interesting, and there's a number of questions behind just from the source and how it's bottled in regards to the taste of the water, which is very interesting. But Justin, if you could ask Ruriko also her first thoughts or perceptions of La Sasse.
Yes. ルリコさん、そのラサスのお水のその水源に関して、どう思いますか？なんか。
すごい山の頂上の方にあるんですよね、水源が。
So the source is located at the very top of the mountain. Like
the
high.
The summit is 2,500 meters high.
2500 メートル。
The source emerged at 1,740 meters, just emerged naturally, and we are bottling just a bit lower at 1,700. So we are really close. And finally, the rain falling on the mountain, or the snow melting and entering the natural crust, I would say, it's the journey of the water traveling into the soil is not so long. I won't be able to say how long it takes to come when the drop is just coming on top of the mountain to be in the bottle. I have no idea, but I think it's quite short. And as you said, Milin, that's really part of our values and philosophy to take care of the environment, of the nature where we are working in. Our bottling workshop, we really want to talk about bottling workshop and not about warehouse or planting. It's a whole farm which has been fully transformed into a bottling workshop and fully blends in the landscape. And we are not connected to the electric network, to the water network as well. So we are producing our own electricity. We are not throwing any chemicals, or we don't do any filtrations on the water. So we can't pretend that we are fully CO2 neutral, but we try to be as clean as possible and to respect also our environment as much as we can also.
For the German audience, I just want to translate some stuff because I think it's really necessary to display the difference between mass production and keeping in touch with nature. Just give me two sentences in German. Hey, liebe Leute, also ich möchte an der Stelle mal kurz darauf hinweisen, der große Unterschied zwischen dieser und jener Art des Mineralwassers ist in dem Fall tatsächlich, wer achtet denn in Deutschland wie darauf, wie das Wasser überhaupt produziert wird und wie dieses Wasser gefördert wird? Und Benoit hat uns gerade erzählt, dass sie auf über 1700 Metern Höhe dieses Wasser auf einer Art autarkem Bauernhof abfüllen und dabei eben komplett auf ihre Umwelt achten und die schützen und erhalten. Also das ist schon mal ein riesen Unterschied. And now back to you.
Very good, very good. So in regards to the bottling plant that we were just touching on, I think, again, the backstory to this water is extremely amazing. That is it like an old farm shed or like an old farmhouse up in the mountains which you created into this bottling plant? I think that there it demonstrates that a lot of care is taken in regards to collecting the water and putting it into the bottles and then transporting that. With is it a carbon neutral? Your aim is to be certified carbon neutral at the moment?
No, we are not really looking for any kind of certifications.
Okay.
To be honest, the really story started in 2017. So that was the first production. I started in 2019. So nothing really happens during these 2 years. But the real story started in 1990, around this period, when the grandfather of the owner was at the hospital. So he was a farmer with cow in the mountains, so he was producing milk. And he has been to the hospital for a while, and his volunteer was to drink the water from the spring, from the source, when he was at the hospital, because these waters helped him feeling good. So his son was hiking to the domain during this period with, I don't know the word in English, this kind of big aluminum bottles where you put the milk into.
Yes.
So he was filling it with water and bringing it back to the hospital. And the grandfather was drinking that. And he, just after this, started to emerge this idea of, why don't I start bottling this great water? Because the local inhabitants were aware about this extraordinary resource, the purity of this water, and it took almost 30 years before the first bottles comes out of the bottling workshop. And in Dominic Meridol, so the owner's mind, he really, as you said, Pat, our volunteer is not to make a mass distribution product. We really want to get it available for people who can talk about water, who are in love with water. And we are not finally really looking for any kind of certification. We really prefer to get one people in Germany, for example, who can be as an ambassador or an official distributor to get the product here in his country instead of getting it everywhere. We are not working with any supermarkets, hypermarkets in France. That's our volunteer. So we are not running after any kind of certification, but we are doing our best to do it very, very well.
Yeah. So I see two things there. Your carbon neutral, your ethics, the company ethics in regards to providing a natural source water without impacting the environment and reflecting back onto the environment is very good. But then also the way the brand and the water is now bottled, because it made the grandfather feel good. There was that natural source, that natural energy within the water that he knew when he was in that hospital. Hey, let me drink some of this water because this has made me feel special, maybe when he was a child or growing up in the area. So I think the connection for all of us, and it's always written in history, the connection of us and water sources for that healing or that feel-good factor, which is important. And I love that story because it's a genuine story of the source and its energetic, its energy, its feel-good factor that it provides.
Yeah.
Justin, I would like to know from Ruriko also, because from what I understand in Japan, there's a number of sources kind of similar that have good history in regards to how it helps with health aspects and everything.
Right, with the healing aspects behind
Yeah.
Right. ルリコさん、多分日本にも様々なその水源があって、そのヒーリングパワー、まあパワースポットに近いのかな。なんか、まあその水源によってなんか体の、例えば癌がなくなるとかなんかそういう話とか多分いろいろとあると思うんですが、やっぱ日本にもやっぱそういった水源って結構ございますか？
多分あるとは思います。あまりそうですね。温泉はやはり体にいいとか病気が治るって言われているので、温泉がそれに当たるのかなとは思います。で、その他にも、やっぱり方角とか、まあそうしたことで、いい方角のいい水を飲みに行くことで、こう病気が治るとか、っていうようなことも、まあそのスピリチュアルの方たちの間では取り入れられているようですね。
Okay. So there's usually two types. One is like a thermal spring waters. So those usually have like huge health benefits across in Japan. That's been there's been like numerous rumors that have some healing powers to it. Another is there's some old saying if you go pick up water from certain directions of the map, then there's some healing powers. So there's a lot of rumors here and there, but yes, there are some water source in the country with those special, power.
で、高橋さん、追加のコメントなんですけど、温泉にはやはり素晴らしいミネラルコンテンツがあるので、ミネラルが、いい成分が含まれているので、それで確かに、体の調子というのは良くなります。
Yes, especially the thermal spring waters definitely comes with a lot of mineral sources. So definitely it's more than spiritual, but there's actually huge beneficial aspects to it.
Fantastic. And I'm a firm believer that water has that energy within that provides the good vibes that you need in your life. So brilliant. Well, I'm kind of thirsty right now. Are you guys thirsty?
Hey, for
Before,
sure. But hey, Millen, wait a second. Before we get into the bottle, let's keep a look at it from the outside, because I really want to know, Ruriko, Justin, Millen, you get those bottles, and I want to know from you, what did you think when you opened the box when it arrived from the post in your house? What do you
okay,
thought? What have you thought?
of course. I'll go first because I've had the pleasure of having this water a number of times, and thank you, Benoit. And I must say, just quickly for the audience, if you can, Benoit, when you send these bottles out to your guests, your clients, and this is such a class thing, we receive handwritten notes
Yep.
from Benoit and his team, and I must say, receiving this in the age of emails, etc., it made me smile. I felt warm inside, and I thought, oh, you've got one as well. Wow, yeah. So just quickly,
I try to. I think Justin received one also. I haven't made any return for Rico because I can't. Sorry, but I'm not writing Japanese, so.
Oh no, it was amazing. Yeah, just like Millen mentioned too earlier, getting like a physical letter, man, I haven't got that for ages, and getting those, it brings such a good feeling, and I really appreciate how much effort you place into, especially sending this all the way to the U.S. and Japan as well. This is amazing, and I just love the bottle. Yeah, and I know everybody has a lot of comments to talk about this, so I know,
yeah,
ルリコさん、
はい。
多分お手紙とか手書きでいただいたと思うんですが、何か一言。
はい。いや、もう、大興奮でしたね。もう手書きのお手紙がもうとても技術的っていうか、もう芸術的な美しさで、もうそれがとても印象に残っています。そして一緒に入っていたもちろんこのラサッツなんですけども、おそらくこれ日本でこれを持っているのは私だけなんじゃないかなと思います。
So she was just very happy to receive the letter, and she was very excited when she got it. But also another thing that really excited her is she probably thinks that she's probably the only person in Japan had La Sauce bottle.
もうこんなになんか美しくて、女性的で、本当にもう興奮するボトルは初めてかもしれません。
And not only the design, the feminine look of this bottle, like every aspect it excites her. So I think she thinks this is probably one of the most prettiest bottles she
Thanks a lot.
met. Yeah, or you come across. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had the fortunate of providing some virtual water tastings during the lockdown. And I must say, from the portfolio of waters that were provided to our guests at Fine Liquids when we were providing these water experiences virtual, the audience just went crazy. The emotion, the wow factor, I can't believe like such a beautifully designed bottle is encapsulating a very special water. So it really blew my audience away. They just couldn't stop holding it and looking at the bottle. And we'll go into it, but there's so much more to the bottle. Yeah, and I see Pat's just giving us a little clue there also. But Benoit, could you let us know just a quick recap of like the design? What was the inspiration? Give us an audience a bit more of this amazing design.
As I told you a couple of minutes ago, Dominic grandfather, so the owner, were really aware of the purity of the water coming from the mountain. So when he started about bottling it, he just said, okay, I have extraordinary water. I just want to use a simple bottle to put water in. I want to get the bottle as exceptional as the water itself. So he thought about something, and he just said, okay, there is a great sculptor in Megève, so the village where we are bottling the bottles. I give him the key. You have a white card to sink the bottle you want. So he shaped a piece of wood. That's the picture I sent you. He shaped a piece of wood, and step by step, the shape of this bottle just came out from his warehouse, workshop also. He sculpted these vertical lines, which in his mind represents the mountains, a waterfall as well. And it finally just came the logo of our brand. And that was not just the stop point. It's sort of how can we go further with this design, with this SaaS experience. So we finally used a frosted glass bottle of 74 centiliters, not 75, 74, because France is split in areas and departments, and the place where we are is Haute-Savoie, it's the name of our department, and the number of this department is 74. That's why the bottles is a 74 centiliter, just to push even more our terroir, our locations, and we are really proud to be part of this part of France. That's also appear on the bottle. And at the end, we use a glass stopper with the logo painted on it. You show it, Pat, already. And a real tin capsule, as you can see on the best French wines or other wines from all around the world. So our volunteer with the bottle, with the design, is just to reinvent tableware. In our mind, the bottles is fully part of the tableware, as great dishes, beautiful cutlery, salt and pepper shakers, and so on. So the bottle has to be in the middle of the table when you go in a fine dining restaurant for a great experience of dining.
I think from my perspective, if La Sasse was presented on a dinner table as a gift, as something unique, what your design team has created is it elevates the importance of water, and it definitely brings the conversation of water. You were to place that onto the table, it would give you the, ooh, wow, what is this? And then, you know, that you would explain it's water. And then the audience would be like, huh, water? But then you've got such an amazing backstory to complement that. And I think you could spend hours at a dinner table discussing La Sasse, the sauce, the design. And I think that's a very important thing because it's elevating water and the importance of it. So awesome. Really, really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, you just gave me chills when you told me about this, how much calculation is done to make this bottle. 74 CL is I didn't know there's a backstory behind all that even.
Each element has its own backstory, doesn't it? And it's amazing. And you don't receive this from a number of water brands to get all of this very detailed, but very interesting backstory. So very good. I'm really liking it.
The way we are working, it's great meeting that you are speaking about this keys to talk about water. It I don't know in your country how water is perceived, but here in France, water is just water. So you don't really take care. And that's also something I'm talking with Michelin star chef or so on when I'm going and visiting them for presenting the products. You take time and energy in looking for the best honey, the best cheese, the best meat, the best vegetables, and so on. But you don't even take time for water.
Yeah.
Water is the first natural resource from Mother Nature, as you used to say, Emilien.
Yes.
So it has to be considered. You have to take time about it, and it's really important to bring a great natural water to your clients. And it's a long and really tough job, but the way we are educating people, I hope, will be really productive in France and all around the world. That's great that you can highlight our brand for a couple of minutes or maybe 1 hour. Thanks a lot again for that.
Yeah, not a problem. And it can be difficult conversations, like, as you say, majority, water's just water. But when you're presenting it, it sparks that interest.
Yeah.
And then there's so much that you can discuss about the source, etc. So I think it's very, very good. So, Fine Waters community, shall we maybe open? And I believe, Benoit, could you lead this? Because
I will try to lead
again,
this.
there's so much to this. But if you could
I want to make a video, but I don't find time to do it already. So on the tin capsule, you see there is a small piece when you can take the easy opening system.
Okay.
Just scratch it vertically.
Okay. Oh wow! This just open. That's just opening this is
Okay.
Yeah.
いよいよ開けます？
はい。
はい。
Man, we are so reluctant opening. It's such a beautiful bottle.
開けるのね。開けるのね。ああ。ドキドキ。
If you run up.
Oh my god, though. Opening this little thing.
Okay.
Right
When you do that, just remove the tin capsule, and after that, so the glass stopper is quite difficult to open.
開けた。開けま
So
し
you
た。
just with one finger, you could be able to open it. Just put your finger like this, and just push.
Oh.
You can just push
Wow. Did you feel that?
まし
and
た。
remove the glass stopper.
All
お
right.
い。
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, everybody did it?
An experience.
oh my god.
開かな
That
い。
is Ruriko.
うん。待って。お、
Ruriko.
開いた。開けました。すごい。日本の皆さん、ガラスでできています。これが。
So nice. Oh wow. I don't think I ever experienced something like this with
No.
the cap.
No. This is really taking the sensual element of opening for a bottle for ceremony. Wow. That's first class. That really is. Like, to our audience, I know you're watching this, but I would definitely recommend experience of just the way the bottle fills with the frosted glass, the cap, unzipping the cap, and then just beautifully and elegantly just opening the bottle. There we go.
And I love that. So as you guys might notice, the glass cap behind here, it's actually also made out of glass as well. So when you actually clip it open, it makes this clink sound.
Yes.
And that is so satisfying.
It sure is, Justin. You're right. So it's got the feeling, the sensual feeling. The glass optics are very nice. The acoustics of opening it is there. It's kind of crazy, but until you experience just holding this and opening this, it gives you a very warm feeling that this is something special, and elevating where water is. So if you could just ask Ruriko also, what are her thoughts on this? Like,
いや、ルリコさん、今このボトルを開けてからのその感想。
そう。はい。まずね、このブリキでできたこのカプセルが、すごくフォルムが素敵なんですよね。ここに印字がしてあって、皆さんご覧になられましたか？この印字がしてあって、これを開けるのがものすごく今、困惑しました。開けたくなかったです、私は。
So she was talking about first this hinge piece right here. Well, it's so beautiful. Since it's so beautiful, it's she was a bit reluctant to open it since she had to tear it off. But that's how much it's so perfectly, calculatedly made with this thing. It's amazing. Yeah.
そして開けたら、このガラスの、このキャップの部分にですね、ラサスのマークが入っていて、これがまたすごく気持ちを興奮させてくれます。
So after opening this hinge, there's this cap, and on the cap as well, there's the logo of the La Sauce, and that really, uplifted her, emotions.
もう開けたらもう早く飲みたいですね。
Yeah, so once she opened this bottle, she just can't wait to experience what the water is like.
Just before we do, I really need to learn Japanese, but just from Ruriko's beautiful smile and the energy that she was using to describe this, she's a very happy lady. La Sasse. Happy people. That's very good. Okay, so shall we experience this? Yeah?
Yes.
Let's do this.
Just follow the leader.
Ooh. Oh my God. When you pour it in the glass, there's this nice, vibrant kind of vibration that occurs. I don't know if this also calculated too, but that also felt really nice.
I think, the studies of Dr. Emoto and how water has positive energies. Dr. Emoto from Japan, I'm a true believer in, yes, this must definitely have that beautiful energy to this water. So just for the audience also, my glass, I'd rinsed out and left dry, so there's no taint of any smells or anything from, say, the dishwasher, etc. So because it's such a special water, I try to keep the glass intact as best as possible.
Cheers to everybody out there.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Okay. Okay, yes, I've got my thoughts, definitely, already. Okay, so who's up first? I've experienced this water before because I'm that lucky guy. Thank you, Benoit. But maybe Justin, if you'd like to go first, and then Marika, because I would like to learn what your first initial experiences are of this cool.
Yeah, I just love when this water touches my lips and then draining down through my throat. It's just so soft, very smooth, and there's literally no it's like literally no bitterness. It's just everything is just compounded as a whole together. It's like well balanced water.
Definitely. And if you could
That's it.
kindly ask Marika.
ルリコさん、お水のそのファーストインプレッション、その第一感想。
はい。まず、軽やかに口の中に入っていきます。とてもマイルドです。
So it's very mild, yet very smooth.
そして、ほのかな、本当にちょっとした塩味があって、で、後味で、ちょっとした苦味があって、それがいいアクセントになっています。
So she has so she believes that there's a bit of saltiness and a bit of very slight kind of bitterness, but it's a well balanced as a blend of that, which makes it very good.
Very good.
すべて、はい、ポジティブな点です。
And for yourself, Pat.
Oh, you know, La Sasse for me is a very, very unique story. When the box arrived, I just show the box. This was the box I got. And inside there were 6 bottles. This is the present box from La Sasse. And when it arrived, I said, "Hey, no, you won't open it. You will open it at this day." But I could not wait. I think the package was 3 weeks on the desk, but then I had to open it, and it was a very unique moment. And all you said in the last 10 minutes about the bottle design, about the cap, I made this experience, and I was so excited. Because this is the reason why I am in this water story. This bottle and the details, all these details, yes, and the sound of this water, the sound of the bottle, the sound of bringing the water into the glass, these all together is passion. And when there is something I really miss in the world of mineral waters is passion. So yeah, for sure, most of the time we just have to stay hydrated, okay? But as you said, Benoit, most of the people, for most of the people, water is just water. And I think, no, water is just water when you're thirsty. But water is not just water when you're coming into situations which should be outstanding, yes? So, and for outstanding moments, we still have here a outstanding water. So, and when I drink this water, the first thought I have is harmonic pureness, perfect fitting to my kind of waters I like. So this is with a TDS from around 200. A very, very special water to me. This is a perfect water for me. I really like it. And the mouth feel from the beginning, just as you said, Justin, from the first touch with the lips to the aftertaste, these feelings still persist. These feeling of harmonic and how can I say? No, nothing more. That's it. It's harmonic from the beginning till the end, and it's oh yeah, it's such a kind of neutral. And so I'm not the guy who can talk about pairing with food or so, but I think this should fit to so many stuff, but this is your part, and this is what I can say. This is my experience with La Sasse, and I'm happy to have these water. Yeah.
We can't hear you, Milin.
Oh, Milan, sorry, you're
My
muted.
bad. My bad. Yeah, in regards to the TDS 200, the total dissolved solids for our audience means all the minerals that are dissolved in the water to give it that measure of TDS, total dissolved solids. So we tried a number of waters from around the world, and this, when I read 200 TDS, I have in my mind, okay, this water's going to feel a bit more substantial, a bit more heavier. Completely different. And this is the beauty of Mother Nature, a natural product. So just to summarize, the first taste of La Sasse, it's very soft on the palate, velvety, smooth, slight nuances that you get, slight hints of magnesium and calcium, nothing overpowering. As Pat mentioned, very harmonic on the palate. There's a lot going on, and the smooth delivery of the water is very good. What I quite enjoy also, and again very unexpected, is that sweetness and that slight saltiness, not overpowering, very microscopic nuances. It is water, remember, but it is there as a full package. So taste wise, it complements the sauce, it complements the bottle, it complements the full package of La Sasse. So that's my taste opinion on this. And I think when it comes to food, Ruriko and Justin, if you could lead this for us, for the audience of the recommendations for food.
Yeah, there's so much choice you can. Actually, fun story. I try not to look at the TDS or the mineral content of this water because I wanted to have a interesting first impression. I just wanted to keep a surprise. So, but after drinking this water and learning, the very first thing that came up to me is definitely a good salad, like a cold salad, something with a good starter, maybe with the crab meat will be even really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with the crab meat, with the softness, the sweetness, slight saltiness to the water, yeah, I think that would be very well. And if you could ask Ruriko also.
ルリコさんでしたら、これを何とペアしますか？
はい。TDS が200だったので、私はどちらかといえばお肉系に合うのかなと予想はしていたんですけど、実際に飲んでみて、意外にもまろやかでマイルドで、そんなに大きな癖がない。だから、やはり、みりんも、高橋さんも言っていたように、サラダとか、もうちょっと素材を生かしたお料理とのペアが生きるかなと思いました。例えば、アボカドのサラダは私は相性がいいように思います。
So, first impression, so as she mentioned, so actually she knew about the TDS of 200, but when she drank the water, she was surprised how mild.
Yes.
And that's how I exactly felt too. It's so mild and it blends in very well. So first, I mean, before she drank the water, she thought it might go with a meat. I mean, I think it will go with meat too. But after she drank, definitely salad. She was thinking like avocado salad, something kind of buttery avocado with a nice cold salad will go really well with this water.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. It's a lot softer than what the TDS implies. And I guess the approach with that, it's very surprising. And food wise, yeah, I definitely agree with the foods that you've mentioned there. I think it's definitely the one. But then also on the flip side, it's a celebration water. It's a conversation water. It's something that you want to maybe wow your guests with or celebrate a special moment in your life. Hey, you know, we can celebrate with water. Why not? And I think it's definitely got those elements for the dinner table to create conversation and memories of a special time that you want to celebrate with loved ones. So definitely a very good water.
Absolutely. Beyond just experience you can
Yeah,
have with water. Yeah.
definitely.
And just like Michael Mashaw from Fine Water Academy, he mentions an Epicurean experience. And I think this is one of those waters that can really bring that out to the table.
Yeah.
And I truly believe so too.
Yeah, definitely. The feedback that I've had from the fine liquids customers and the audiences where we've done virtual water tasting events, introducing different waters, majority of the audience did not want to let go of this bottle. I was going, right, let's try the next water. And they were just too amazed by just the feel of it and how special it was. And just touching back on Benoit's and Lassasse is company ethics in regards to doing things and respecting nature. These bottles here, me personally, I find it hard to put in the bin for recycling. Okay, so just for the audience here, and my wife and my family love looking at this bottle. So what I do is reuse the bottles and just put some beautiful carnations for the house. So I find it very difficult because I'm in love with the bottle. And once I'm in love with things, I don't like to let things go. And it pleases the family that we just reuse the bottles and put beautiful flowers in. So um, there's the brand of Lassasse stays.
Well, that's definitely a great, magnificent idea. And I was actually thinking of recycling, well, not like recycle, but reusing in a different form
Yes.
using this. So currently, this is currently I'm using with the bird bottle right now, which is
Yep.
actually the similar frosting cover to the
Yes.
bottle. And this one is actually, it has a little, like a bottle caps to it, and you can actually light it up. I don't know if you can see, but
Oh yes, 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 yes.
You know what? I have exactly the same at home.
Oh,
oh,
fantastic!
great!
There it is.
Oh
Oh,
wow,
wow!
It's not. Here we go.
beautiful.
Yeah, nice. So I'm thinking of using this as a small lamp from my hallway or something. I
Very
think it's
good.
going to be very beautiful.
Yeah, and just imagine a big feast, and I mean marriage or stuff like that, and imagine these big tables, yeah. And now imagine next to the wine bottle we have La Sasse, La Sasse, La Sasse, bottle
Yes,
by bottle. And imagine what this combination will do with the people on these marriage. And then imagine what would be if you give them a bottle of that as a giveaway from these big marriage for reminding it to take it home. And this is another thing where we can see how you can give water a big added value. And I think nobody can ignore that. And this is another part of sustainability because when you give water more value, you will be more conscious about the value of water. And this is something how we can build our own consciousness over water. Yesterday, we had in Germany a TV show, and there was Eckhard von Hirschhausen. He's a big moderator in German television, and he said, hey, in Germany, we are going into a Wasserknappheit. This means in English, I don't know the perfect word, but it means we having less and less and less mineral water. And I was very excited that he is talking about this in a TV show, because nobody is aware of that problem we certainly have in all across Europe, all around the world. And so I think for Fine Liquids, it's a big job, and something I really like to do, to say, hey people, look at that. Here we have celebrating waters, fine waters with very, very unique aspects. But on the flip side, on the other hand, we really have a big problem with water all around the planet. And so I really like to invite everybody to check for those problems and investigate in projects which are working, therefore that people have safe access to clean water. And so this is, for me, this is bringing the story in a global view. And
Yes.
so this is all I want to add to our discussion this morning. We talk now for 1 hour over this very brilliant
Already?
French Alp. 1 hour, yes. Over La Sasse, and I'm very happy to have you all here in the show. Is there something anyone from you want to add to this podcast?
Yes, I just wanted to touch on what you've just mentioned there, and it's very important also. And this is probably the reason why this, La Sasse, Benoit, the Fine Liquids community, Rorico, Justin, yourself, Patrick, are taking the time out once a month, or maybe more than once a month, to highlight the importance of water. We're not sitting here and just discussing bottled water for hydration purposes, but we are having a discussion about how special water is. And I really, truly, from all of us at the Fine Liquids community, appreciate water and its source. And the takeaway is, what can we as individuals do in our daily lives to protect our water sources and be more respectful of this? So that's, from me and the Fine Liquids community, a little take home of, let's elevate the importance of water, because we are very, very, very fortunate to live where we do and have access to clean, safe drinking tap water, but then also very special bottled waters, which allow us to elevate the importance of water. So that's it from me.
Okay. So when we are now at the end of the show, there are some things I want to say before we stop the podcast. And first of all, I made a very good experience with sending stuff to Tokyo and sending stuff to LA. In times of Corona, it's not even easy to ship all the goods wherever you want to ship it. But now I know, hey, we can ship to Tokyo and we can ship to LA. This is still working. Yes, the cost is not even the cheapest for delivery in that countries. But hey, if you really want to get such an amazing water like La Sasse from Fine Liquids, we will ship it to you all across the planet. So it will be available in the next few days, so you can just order it if you want to. We already created the article in our online shop. I think at the moment it's just in German language, but we are working on the translations for the other countries so that everybody can read and we will link these podcast into the article so that everybody can listen to these podcasts in the future. So, and for our audience, I really would appreciate if you could like, if you could share, if you could follow, and if you could tell the people, hey, look at the Fine Liquids community. It's amazing. It's something special, something outstanding what they are doing. So our next official show with the Fine Liquids community
Yep.
will be at June the 19th, I think, and we will talk about Icelandic glacial at this date, and we will give the date when everything is fixed, but it will be at the 19th of June, and it will be with Icelandic glacial. And so I thank you, Benoit, for the waters, of sending us the
Yep.
waters, for bringing these water into the world. And I want to thank everybody else here, my team and the Fine Liquids community. Thank you for your time. Thank you for standing up so early. Thank you for having a time shortly before going to bed, stuff like that. Okay, that's from my side. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for the invitation. Bye.
Yep. And to the audience, keep on hydrating that imagination.
Bye-bye.
皆さん、お疲れ様でした。
Bye. Bye.
Come to the soar, string life, find satisfaction. Yeah, that's right. Go with the flow, enter the stage. Hello, it's showtime.